Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So NEET PG is round the corner. I know you are preparing quite well and you are in your last revision now. All strategies set, but one burning question is still going on in your mind, that is how many questions you should be attempting in your NEET PG exam to get a good score, right? So I am here today to clarify all your doubts and I will be giving you a rough estimation bit of score and the ranks as well. So watch the video till the end. This is going to be very important, students, and I'm very sure this is going to help you to get a good rank, right? So as you know, students, in NEET PG, you'll be facing how many questions? So yes, 200 questions, and that is of 800 marks, right? So there is +4 for each of the positive response and -1 for each of the negative response, means incorrect response, right? So this is known to all, but how are you going to hit your NEET PG exam? So basically, there are two approaches, right? One is the aggressive one. You need to go very aggressive, means you need to attempt a lot of questions, and the other one is the safe strategy, right? So most of the experts will ask you to go aggressive, okay, but I will be detailing you both the approaches, okay, with pros and cons of each of them, and also I'll be telling you why both the how both the strategies can give you a good rank, right? So it's up to you which strategy you will adopt or which one is more suitable to you. So better you decide it yourself, okay? So first one, let's go for the aggressive one that most of us are suggesting. So what is that? You need to attempt a lot of questions. So how many? And before that, I would like to say, if the paper is a relatively easier one, you need to take this aggressive approach. Why? Because most of your competitors will be taking this approach. They will be marking most of the questions, right? So how many questions you need to mark, students? So basically you need to mark somewhere around 190, okay? And if I say you need to be very aggressive, yes, definitely it should be more than 190. Some even mark more around 195, 196. So basically it should be somewhere around 190 plus minus 5, right? This is a decent one which you should be following, okay? And what are the questions you should be marking here? So definitely, yes, few are the questions where you are very confident enough after reading the questions, you know, yes, this is the answer. Those are the things which definitely you need to mark. And what else? Yes, few other questions where you get stuck between two options. So those are the questions which also you should be marking, okay? Both in this approach as well as this approach, when you are getting stuck between two options, you need to mark that, right? And few are the questions where you will be stuck between three options, okay? So in this case where you'll be stuck between three options, if you are taking an aggressive approach, you need to mark them. How? So you need to listen to yourself, what your gut feeling is saying, which one you find is the most correct one, okay? That thing you need to mark in aggressive approach. And one thing, students, you will see that just after reading the question, one particular option will hit your mind. Better to go for that first one, okay? Second, when you are giving it a second thought, third thought, okay, you generally it is seen that you generally go wrong. So better which one you feel was right in your first thought, that you should mark, right? Okay, so these are the things which you should mark in your aggressive approach. But few of the questions where you are absolutely clueless, you know nothing about all the four options, better do not mark them. I always suggest not to mark the questions which you don't know at all. So that will be a better thing for you, right? So now moving on to the safe approach. So what is this? Yes, you need to play a bit safe, means you shouldn't attempt a lot, and this is, you know, more suitable when the question paper is relatively a bit difficult, okay? And how many to attempt over here? So basically here you need to attempt at least minimum 170. So below 170, it's not going to help you anyway, be it aggressive, be it safe, whatever it is, below 170 won't help you, right? So if you are marking more than 170 plus 5, I won't say minus 5 here. So that's good for your safe side. Okay, and what are the questions you need to mark here? Yes, the questions where you are confident, that to definitely you will mark. The questions where you are stuck between two options, that also you should be marking. And the questions where you are stuck between three options, what are you going to do? These are the things where you have to go for plus minus. Okay, so if you're taking a safer approach, better you do not attempt. But you need to see that this type of questions should not be more than 30. If it's around 30 and you are leaving, then it's fine. But if it's more than 50 and you are leaving, you are anyway out of the competition. So that shouldn't be the scenario, right? And the questions where you know nothing, so as I told you, you are clueless about all the four options, do not mark, right? So these are the differences between the two approaches. Okay, now I will be telling you the marks versus score. Okay, and why both the approach can give you similar rank, that also I will be telling you. Okay, so you see, suppose, as I told you, suppose you are marking 190 questions. Okay, out of 190, it's never possible that you will mark all the 190 correct, never possible. So let me assume that you are a brilliant student and you are expected to get a very good rank. So still, being a human being, you will be marking 180 correct, right? So if you are marking 180 correct, means 180 into 4 will give you a score of 720, but you have done 10 wrong, so that gives you a final score of how much? 710. So this is a brilliant result and you will get a two digit rank, right? So this is something very exceptional. Okay, but I purposely started with this one, and I'll be gradually telling you the other scenarios as well. So suppose you have marked 190 and you met 170 correct. Okay, so 170 into 4 gives you 680, right? So how many mistakes you have done? So yes, you have done 20 wrongs, gives you a final score of 660. Okay, so this is also a brilliant score, and this will also give you a three digit rank. So it's a very good rank. Okay, it's below 1000. Okay, now moving on to the third scenario. You have marked 190 questions and you have marked 160 positive. More students will be here, more number of students. Okay, so if you are marking 160 correct, so that is going to give you a score of 640. And how many wrong you have done? So minus 30 gives you a final score of 610, right? This score is also a good score, and you are going to get a rank below 5000 over here, right? So again, you are going to get any subject of your own choice and any institution of your own choice with this score as well. So how many correct you have done, students? Remember, you have done 160 correct out of 190. That's giving you a score above 600, right? Now moving on to the fourth scenario. You have attempted 190 questions and you have done 150 correct. So 150 into 4 gives you 600, and you have marked 40 wrong, so that gives you a score of 560. So you see, do you think this is a very good score? So basically this is an average score, I should say, and there will be lot of clustering around this score. Okay, 560, lots of students will be there in this score. So it's a bit difficult. Still, I'm not saying that you are not going to get any subject of your choice. Yes, you may get from your state category or state quota also. Okay, but yes, situation is now getting difficult with 150 positive response and 40 negatives if you are going to take this aggressive one. Okay, now I will be telling you the safer side. When you are marking 170 questions, That is, you have taken a safe approach. 170 questions. So students, you see, it's never possible that you are marking 170 and all the 170 is going to be right. So let me assume that out of 170, 150 are right. Okay, so this is the thing lots of students will be going through. 150 correct response gives you a score of 600, and how many mistakes you have done? 20 mistakes. So that gives you a final score of how much? 580. This is something a good score, I should again say. You see, now you compare students. Out of 190, you marked 40 negative here. Gave you a score of 560. Situation was difficult here. You may even slip from your dream subject, right? And here you see, you marked only 170. You got 20 wrong, give you a better score. So now you understand why I said that both the score, both the approaches can give you a good rank now. Okay, so this is something which you should definitely keep in your mind. Okay, and I should think, means I feel that it's better to judge or decide on that particular day sitting on your horse seat which one you should take. Okay, so if you ask me what I did, so I didn't go too aggressive, I didn't go very safe. So we had 300 questions art time, so I attempted 270 questions, okay, which gave me a rank of 3K, right? So this is what I did. Okay, so now, after having saying all these things, so now you need to know that which one, which is a technique which you should go through. Okay, so you'll be taking either of the whatever options you are opting for will can give you a good rank if you are strategizing it properly. Okay, now I am going to give you some final tips for your exam. Okay, so keep these things in mind. First is read the questions very thoroughly, and please read these particular words except, not. These are the tricky words which you should definitely read, because some of the questions where you always see and jump into marking it, but you have missed these terms. Okay, so to avoid negatives you have to read the questions very very thoroughly. Okay, this is very important. And as because NB has introduced a new term called time bound section, so this time you need to do a very good time management. So how you are going to do that? Yes, one clock will be there, digital clock will be there appearing on your screen on the day of exam. So better you keep an eye to that. Okay, so that time management is very important this time. Okay, and the other thing is, please reach the exam hall before time. Okay, to avoid panic, and please keep your calm on the day of exam. If certain sections is not going well, doesn't mean the next section is also going to be bad. So that may be going good, so you have to keep your calm, right? So wish you all the very best, student, for the exam. I am very sure you are going to do well in the exam, and you have the potential to crack NEET PG exam. So thank you for watching the video. We will be meeting soon again. Thank you.